um, the 10 things that I like about girls. The first one, and I know that there's some controversy around this, and it traffics in a kind of essentialism, which is maybe so kind of categorical and broad that it might even be too essentialist for a video that's called the 10 things that I like about girls. But damn it, all the most recent anthropology seems to suggest that human society actually developed out of the need to share responsibility for the care of infants. This is supposedly this is something they're deciding, not for hunting bans or the common defense, but because the needs of the human infant are so intricate and incessant that without there sort of being multiple women, this is something that bourgeois women are kind of discovering at this horribly late phase in capitalism, where they're consumers first and women are sisters or mothers or whatever second, that really it just is not possible to take care of a baby by yourself. Um, and so to that extent, yeah, so women invented society, basically, is what they think now. And men just kind of, I mean, men help by way of, I don't know, fucking killing oxes or whatever they did. They contributed, but basically the onus and the mandate, and the original genius that we all continue to reap the benefits of for as long as our species, or perhaps it's even older than our species, um, as long as our species is around and about, we owe to women. And all of politics and economics and the military and religion and everything else, which may be an enhancement, but may just as plausibly be a kind of hideous distortion of um, this original gift, really, of basically not having to be alone. Those are all kind of grafted on by men, but it's women who invented society. So that's my favorite thing about women. My second favorite thing about women is I guess when they laugh at your jokes. And my third favorite thing, which doesn't happen nearly as often, is when they like smile at you fondly or even appreciatively after you fuck them. And my fourth favorite thing is when they ask you what's the matter. No. No, that's like actually like number 8. My fourth favorite thing is when they tell like a really complicated story. It has like kind of multiple points of view in it, and has like the tension of kind of understanding and recognizing what several different parties within the story were trying to accomplish and wanted. They're more, I think y'all are more apt to do it than men. Yeah. And I'm certainly not saying that all women can do it. Mm-hmm. And there's certainly a lot who can't do it. And even if they laugh at my jokes, I don't really usually think they're very cool or fun to be around. I think in general it seems to be a little bit easier for women. And they can, as a consequence of that, they seem to be able to bring out more colors and textures and interesting ideas that at least hadn't occurred to me before from the kinds of accounts that they offer. Certainly not of politics. Only like a woman with a really good sense of humor and like an actual kind of like relationship to like personal and cultural tragedy is worth talking about. Is worth talking about politics with.
Your video's getting negative.
But there's a lot more in just talking about like what happened that day and how two people are getting along and why they're not or what they like about each other. There's a lot more to enjoy or appreciate talking with a woman about that. So that's number 4. Number 5 is that unless they kind of hate themselves, they're actually like turned on by their own bodies, by the appearance of their own bodies, like at least sometimes. And I don't know how that works within the realm of imagination, but it is so beautiful and encouraging. Because whatever they see in men is always going to be fundamentally mysterious to me. And I basically hate other men out of habit unless like every man who hasn't like proven themselves to me in terms of being some kind of material or emotional asset is basically my enemy. And I find them totally tiresome and boring. I never had a lot of male friends. I get along with my father well now. But I don't know that it's that negative. So whatever is wrong with them, I don't know. So whatever women see in men, I totally don't understand. But then for whatever reason, it can be patriarchally driven cultural conditioning and objectification, commodification of women's bodies, but I don't believe so. I think it's deeper than that. It's that their own sexuality is at least in sympathy with, it's always been at the core of my sexuality, which is the love and like fascination with just the physical appearance of the woman's body. And it's a great comfort that they're susceptible to that they're sensitive to how beautiful they are. I wasn't expecting that they would be when I was a child. And I thought, and it was a source of a lot of shame. And I thought the world would be a lonelier place, and it turned out to be. So, thanks for that, women. Am I at number 5 now? Mm-hmm. The number 5 thing that I like most about women, this is probably a subset of a couple of those other things, but the great Russian Jewish writer Isaac Babel, when asked about his ideal audience, said that there was a certain sort of high-class woman who possessed perfect taste the way other people possessed perfect pitch. It was almost like a kind of, almost like there's a bioneurological function or something like that. And that was who any serious writer should write for. And he was being maybe kind of flippant about it, but I don't know. Let's be serious. Really not that flippant. You always, women have better taste than men. I think maybe it's men are too ideological or too narcissistic. Not that women aren't narcissistic, but I don't know why. If you want feedback on a work of culture, it's best to check in with a woman to see what she thinks. Even if she stabs you with scissors for being too negative. Point taken, woman. Number 7. This rule is so underrated. Keep your family and business completely separated. Money and blood don't mix. Like, anyway. Number 7. I don't know. I think I pretty much covered a lot of ground. We're going to do 3 more. We're at the 10-minute mark.
Um,
You took so long.
um,
Really, 10 minutes.
yeah, it's 10 minutes
Awesome.
already. Number 7. Maybe number 7 is that women sometimes ask you how you're feeling. And sometimes it's a trick, and a lot of times it's obviously just to control you by wanting to catch you not feeling the way that they wish you did. But plenty of other times, it's easy to be cynical about it, and sometimes it's appropriate to be cynical about it. But at least as often, or almost as often, certainly more often than is the case with men, it is just the case that um, it matters to a lot of women how the people around them feel, and they take kind of personal responsibility for feelings outside of their own, in a way that you could say back when men were better, they used to take that kind of responsibility for the safety and the comfort of people other than themselves. But now they don't. Now men are just total shitballs, and most of the best men are gay, and that's really a loss for everybody. Anyway, but modernity has not made women as morbidly selfish and useless as it has men. And that shows up in the fact that they often ask you how you're doing and really seem to want to know pretty much how you feel at a given time, even if what you feel is quite stupid, even if they know that it's quite stupid. So we're number 8. I don't know, what else? You kind of know a lot about me. What else I guess I sort of like that women are better at fighting than men. So, I mean, it's sort of like hats off. It's like, I like it the same way that I like that, like, black people are better at sports or something. Like, it's cool, like, from a distance, but it's also really inconvenient, because, like, I'm not going to go try to play basketball with a bunch of black guys, because, like, what's going to happen with that? I can just watch them for free on the internet do it and be happy for them. But, like, usually when I see women being really good at fighting, it's because they're fighting with me and winning the fight and making me feel frustrated and sad. But whatever, it's still to their credit. Good for y'all with that. Number 9. More women in college. More women are college students. What? Women are less. I guess. Okay. All right. Women don't murder as many other people as men. Things that I like about women. Well, I mean, I like that women are less likely to murder me than men are. I'm just trying to think about, we're doing this, we're improvising it, so I'm just trying to think about things that, I mean, I think I already spoke to the core of what I like about women. I guess it's kind of cool that, like, in the aftermath of our culture being saturated with porn, like, straight girls are totally into being sodomized now, and usually it's like their idea, and they've like found something. Because like in the 80s, if you wanted to like fuck your wife in the ass, it was because like you'd gotten her addicted to cocaine and stuff, and you were like sad, miserable people or something. But nowadays, but nowadays it's like they're like, no, I know how to do that and enjoy it, and I like relate to it like physically and emotionally and stuff. So like, don't like man up, get in there and sex with my butt. And I don't know. That's like really not my favorite thing, but there's something about I'm just impressed that the culture like adapted itself so quickly around a taboo. I actually have a lot of mixed feelings about it.
But like that's not new.
I think it's kind of new.
No, it isn't.
I
Because there's
think
like all
it's-
these books of like old like erotic prints that were like sold on the street.
But those were a lot less mainstream, I feel like.
No, I mean they were.
I mean, I will. Can we just agree? Can we just agree for the sake of getting this video done in like 15 or 16 minutes that 16 or 17 minutes that sexual mores are kind of cyclical.
Hmm.
All right, need to be all like, but you know. And what's my 10th favorite thing about women? I think they really have nicer singing voices. I totally don't understand the audience for rock male singers. I think that male like rock and roll singers, I think that is totally like as homosexual as it gets. Like if you're gonna listen to like someone singing like notes and words, why wouldn't you want to hear a woman sing it? I just totally don't believe that they're like straight guys who are like, oh, I'm like actually inspired by beyond just like locating a kind of proxy id in these guys, that they're like straight guys who are like, no, I like really like hearing the sound of like Robert Plant's voice. Like that's exciting to me. Like on what level? Yeah, that just seems like a total like crock of shit. Women have the best singing voices. Even Truman Capote, who said they really couldn't do anything else better than men, acknowledged that. And yeah, and the best speaking voices too. So those are my 10 favorite things about women. Hit me up, YouTube. If you have questions, comments, if you like parts of my response, if you don't like other parts of my response, I want to hear from you. What do you think about what I think about women?